Hi, and welcome to Between Dimensions. I'm Monica Gonzalez, an astrologer and spiritual healer. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the major transits that just occurred, as well as the 3 upcoming retrogrades, which could make all our lives a little cray-cray. So stay tuned to find out why you're feeling the way you're feeling.
Welcome to a space where the mystical meets the measurable. Here, we explore the infinite threads that weave through our reality. From ancient shamanic wisdom to the quantum field, from astrology to the hidden truths within organized religion. Together, we'll bridge the gap between worlds, between the seen and unseen, the old and the new, the earth and the stars. Welcome to Between Dimensions.
The first transit we're going to cover happened on June 9th when Jupiter transited into Cancer. Jupiter takes about 11.8 years to orbit the Sun. So it is within each constellation or each zodiac sign for about a year. And it just moved from mind-centric Gemini, all about mental acuity, into heart-centric Cancer. Cancer, ruled by the moon, is all about femininity, the full spectrum of emotions, nurturing, caring, intuition. And now we are moving into a place where our emotional stability, our emotional maturity is going to get a little boost in terms of luck and fortune. Over the next year, take time to focus on your relationships. Deepen the relationships you have that are important to you. This is also a wonderful time for healing. If there are any disagreements that have not been resolved, if there's any relationships that need healing, this is the perfect time to try again, extend that olive branch and see where it takes you. Just one word of caution. This could also be a very triggering year for certain people. Basically, if you are not in a place of emotional maturity where you can control your emotions, the universe is going to test you. So be ready if you get triggered, because the universe wants to see, have you grown far enough in your emotional maturity to withstand whatever it throws at you. So you might experience some triggering events. You might find that you are more sensitive than you are normally, or you can even find yourself in codependent relationships. But this is a wonderful time to grow past that, to learn how to control your emotions, how to be emotionally available if you do have any walls up, also how to be emotionally protective with your feelings. So a wonderful, auspicious time for everything that has to do with gaining clarity on how we feel emotionally. Next, let's discuss our first retrograde of July, because we've got 3 of them. The first one happened on July 4th when Neptune turned retrograde in Aries. Neptune is a planet of dreams and illusions, and when it turns retrograde, it is shifting the energy of fantasy into reality. The universe is basically asking us to confront any uncomfortable truths that we may be avoiding. It's asking us to identify any toxic behavior, to let go of false hopes, and to finally recognize what is holding us back from achieving whatever it is that we want to achieve. It is in the constellation of Aries, the energy of action and assertiveness. With this energy, it's really pushing us to identify what's holding us back. Once we can face whatever it is that we need to face, whatever illusions that we've been lying to ourselves about, we can then grow into a place of fulfilling our desires, understanding what motivates us, and honing in on how we want to express ourselves. On July 7th, the 7-7 portal, we had Uranus, the planet of sudden and radical change, enter into cerebral Gemini for the first time in 84 years. Takes Uranus about 84 years to orbit the Sun, meaning that it is within each constellation for roughly 7 years, but double check my math and make sure that that's right. So get comfy with this energy because it's sticking around for 7 years. It is within Gemini, the air sign ruled by Mercury. So this energy is all about the way we communicate, the way we process information, the way we transfer ideas and knowledge, the way we communicate, the way we learn, the way we teach. And with the planet Uranus here in this space, we should expect a lot of change in those areas of our lives, especially if you yourself are a Gemini. So if you yourself are a Gemini, you will see probably change throughout your entire life, not just these specific facets, but just overall change because we have that planetary energy impacting your sun sign, which is all about your own identity. But for the collective consciousness, we can expect changes, like I said, in the way we communicate. We would expect to see an emergence of new ways of communication or transferring information or receiving information. We're talking about new technology. Perhaps it's the advent of a new, more enhanced type of artificial intelligence. It could be an enhancement in social media. It could be something completely radical and new that we can't even imagine right now. Might be developed or be in development at this moment that is going to completely alter and change the way we learn, the way we communicate with each other, the way we understand each other. I am someone who has a lot of faith in our universe, so I am choosing to believe that this change is for a higher good. So please don't be scared of change. It is inevitable. It is part of life. So embrace the fact that we might be on the cusp of seeing possibly the advent of telepathy. Now, I'm not saying next year. I said we got 7 years, and the way things have been going, the way time has sped up, the way technology just evolves month over month over month, it's possible. Our next retrograde in July occurs in the middle of the night of July 12th, when Saturn turns retrograde in Aries. And you might be feeling this energy now, as I'm currently recording on July 10th. So you might be feeling a shift in your day-to-day life, because Saturn is the ruler of our daily structure, our routine, health, fitness, discipline, maturity. If you Google what does a Saturn retrograde in Aries means, you're going to see a lot of astrologers talking about this idea of needing more discipline or inner retrospection of how you prioritize your life. And I agree that that is always important. But my interpretation of this energy is slightly different. For me, a retrograde is not only asking us to look inward, but also to recognize when we might need to shift our perception slightly. And for me, this energy means loosening our grip on the reins of life, allowing for our higher consciousness, our divine spirit to take over and lead us to places we've never been to. It gives me a feeling of the Jim Carrey movie Yes Man, where he just says yes to every opportunity that life brings his way. That's what this next couple of months should be about. It's letting go of that delusion that we have any control in this world and allowing us to ride the waves of life and explore new opportunities that would have never presented themselves if we were constantly so disciplined and structured that we inadvertently miss opportunities that present themselves. So over the next few months, when you're presented with a new opportunity, say yes. Give it a chance. When you meet someone new and they invite you out, say yes. When a romantic interest comes about and you're hesitant, say yes. See where life takes you, because that, to me, is what the next few months is going to be about with Saturn in retrograde in Aries. And luckily, this Aries energy, Aries again, the same energy of action and assertiveness, is really driving us, pushing us outside of our comfort zones in order to experience a different kind of life. So take advantage of this retrograde moment. Our last retrograde of July occurs on July 18th when Mercury goes retrograde in Leo. And this is just another standard Mercury retrograde, which we have multiple times. I think we have at least 2 to 3 times a year, but don't mark my word for that. So expect miscommunications, tech glitches, all the same stuff that you normally recognize as occurring during your Mercury retrograde. This particular retrograde is occurring in the constellation of Leo. So if you are someone who is in front of the camera, like a YouTuber, podcaster, be patient, because you might experience issues with your technology, issues in the way that you film, issues getting your words out. I have been stumbling over my words throughout the entire creation of this video, and I swear, I think it's the Mercury retrograde energy already affecting me. So, not that big of a deal. Mercury retrogrades, we know what it is. We've experienced it. We understand it. Just remember, be patient. Double check everything that you do. Double check every email communication is being sent, because let me tell you, you're going to find emails being stuck in your outbox. You're going to be believing that you said this time to someone, and then you go and look back at a text message and you're like, why did I write that wrong time? Anyways, just double check all of your work, double check everything, that all of your communications with others, and then you should be fine through this Mercury retrograde. In summary, we have a jam-packed July full of retrograde energy. But we started this video off talking about Jupiter entering Cancer on June 9th. This is the universe asking us to get in touch with our emotional center, to heal any emotional wounds or emotional trauma that we might still be carrying, or to deepen our emotional connections with our friends, our family, our loved ones, ourselves. Next, we had Neptune turn retrograde on July 4th. And that's the universe being like, get your head out of the clouds and back to reality, back to what you can truly develop and manifest. Instead of having delusions of grandeur or false hopes or toxic behaviors, it's time to clear out that path, to make this transformation so that you can actually manifest whatever it is you want to manifest. So the universe is asking us to shift away from fantasy and come back to reality. Next, we had Uranus enter Gemini on July 7th, the 7-7 portal. This is a 7-year time period, so 777 for any of you who love our numbers and numerology and synchronicities. It is a 7-year period where we can expect tons of change in the way that we analyze information, the way we share knowledge, the way we teach, the way we learn, the way we communicate. So expect changes in the way we communicate, possibly new technologies allowing us to better communicate with each other, which would ultimately end any disagreements or arguments that we could have. Then we had Saturn turn retrograde on July 12th. This is the universe asking us to say yes, to let go of the reins and to allow the universe to take us on a journey, to take us where our soul destiny lies. Say yes to new opportunities. Say yes to new people entering your life. Say yes to the universe. And finally, on July 18th, we have Mercury retrograde, which is the standard Mercury retrograde. So just make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, that you tick and tie all loose ends, especially if if you're signing any important contracts, purchasing a home, or making any legally binding agreements with anyone. You're going to really want to just double check all of your work. And with that, this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning about what is happening in the sky right now. If you want to know more about astrology or any spiritual subject matter, you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You could always email me at betweendimensions111@gmail.com. If you're interested in getting an astrology reading, natal, synastry, or transit chart readings, please reach out to me. I'm available. And if you are so inclined, please give this a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe, all the things, because girls gotta try to get popular, Anyways, we'll see what happens. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful weekend. Mwah. Bye.